we meet today to launch a celebration of this very successful project upon which Barbados embarked in 1966. I use the word celebration not to suggest that for the next few months, this country will be engulfed in an atmosphere of unrestrained and extravagant merriment and jollification. But the fact is that we have something to celebrate, and every single Barbadian, at home and abroad, has contributed to the success which we celebrate here this evening, and which we'll be celebrating for the next few months as we go down to the completion of 50 years of independence. As a nation, we've had our ups and downs. After all, nobody has yet pointed any of us to the clause in Adam's will which says that all other countries should have their ups and downs, but that Barbados should enjoy a special dispensation. But the peculiar feature of Barbados over the last 50 years is that when we have had our ups and downs, our footsteps have not faltered. Our faith never wavered. We confronted our challenges and kept a balance in all of our responses to the challenges which we were made to face from time to time. We're all of us familiar, are we not, with the traumatic dislocation which we experienced over the last 50 years from the four major global setbacks, which we call recessions, the effects of which were felt here in Barbados, 1973 to around 1976, the first oil crisis, when unemployment in Barbados reached 22.5%. The second recession around 1980-81 and on, when again there was dislocation. The third, around 1991 and on, when again there was dislocation. And most recently, from the last quarter of 2007, and still happening, we have been feeling the effects of that dislocation. But it is testimony to the strength of Barbados' character. It is testimony to our resilience as a people that we've been able to keep cool heads, keep our society calm through all of these crises. And tonight, to be launching a celebration of 50 years of our independence. In the context of the last 50 years, let us not forget that it has always been our view on both sides of the political aisle that a country is as rich as its poorest citizen. And therefore, successive governments of Barbados have forged a relationship with the underprivileged in this country that has led us to create a social safety net, the object of which has been to shield the most vulnerable elements in Barbados from falling through the cracks, as we like to say. That social safety net works and has been a defense on the part of many of our most vulnerable people against the slings and arrows of outrageous economic and financial fortune. Our education sector sparkles and has always sparkled with opportunities at the nursery level at the primary level, at the secondary level, and at the tertiary level for our young people to realize their cherished aspirations and to make the fullest possible use of their God-given talents. In the area of healthcare, we have created a healthcare system that is not only acceptable, but it is also accessible and, very important as well, affordable to the average citizen of Barbados. When Barbados speaks abroad, it raises a voice that is not only distinct, but a voice that is highly respected. And that highly respected voice can be traced to the fact that we settled here at home what we believe as a nation, the values to which we will subscribe, and we settled also that we will be friends of all and satellites of none. And therefore, Barbados is highly respected across the world in all the fora in which we have to raise our voices from time to time. Our institutions continue to work. Our courts dispense and administer justice. Our churches enjoy freedom of religion. All of our institutions remain free. And all of that has to do with the fact that we proclaimed an affirmation in the preamble to our Constitution that we believe that men and institutions will remain free only if that freedom is founded on respect for moral and spiritual values and respect for the rule of law. And therefore, when we go into our courts, justice is not dispensed according to a rule of fancy, or a rule of whim, or a rule of personal caprice. Justice is dispensed according to law. Freedom of religion in Barbados predates the Constitution of 1966. Because in 1652, in that great settlement made at Oyston called the Charter of Barbados, we exacted from our then colonial masters a concession that freedom of religion, liberty of conscience, should be a feature of life in Barbados. So too did we exact a concession that there should be the rule of law institutionalized in this country.